Hello. Today we are going to try to learn Forget December by Something Corporate. I am under the impression that you've already downloaded the Guitar Pro file. It's forget_december.gp5, ultimate-guitar.com, you know, the usual site. Anyway, once you have that open, you basically know how to run the program by now, I'd hope, from your failure at Smells Like Teen Spirit. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have thrown you in over your head so early, although it was kind of funny. So, the first thing you'll see is that you're on Spore 1 of this thing. Ignore that. Click on Spore 2. I'm assuming that's pronounced Spore. Anyway, when I have my laptop over here, that's why I keep looking at that, by the way. So once you're in Spore 2, you'll see a bunch of 577s and some PMs and some parentheses. First and foremost, ignore the PMs for right now. Those are over your head. Secondly, ignore the parentheses. I have a theory about what those are, but I'm not exactly sure. So if I don't know what they are, yeah, you won't play them either. So just play it as a regular 577. So it's something like this. And you'll have to excuse me, I don't have my amp plugged in today because my amp is downstairs. It's rather large, and my laptop webcam sucks, so I can't just record that. So, it's a pain in the butt. Anyway, yes, now I remember what I was going to say. There are two very important things I want you to work on while learning this song. First and foremost is rhythm. Do not, play two notes, like two notes really fast, long pause, two notes really fast, long pause. Make sure everything is evenly spaced out. I cannot stress the importance of this. I mean, yeah, once you get better, you can start throwing in some funkier stuff, but when you're playing recorded stuff, when somebody else did it, usually you'll want to play it exactly how they did it. Don't try to mess around with it until you're much, much better. No offense, but yeah, don't mess around with it. Play it as it's shown. Secondly, I'm sure I discussed this last time, but that little 577, you see already 8, 10, 10, those are called power chords. They are the single most important thing you will ever learn. It's always done in this little hand position where you have like a 5th note on the A string, and then the 7th notes on the D and G. It's kind of an L shape almost. That's the best way I can think of describing it. It's important. Learn how to play it. Do it with the index, ring, and pinky. These 3 fingers. Eventually you might want to just get down to index and ring, but for now use all 3. Yeah. So, another very important thing. The reason why you use those 2 is your little middle finger right here. When you're playing on the A string, mute the E string. What I'm about to say is going to get sort of complicated. So let's say you're playing that first 577. Normally you could just play it like this. Your notes, your fingers just barely touching those strings, holding them down, touching nothing else. Well, first what you're going to do is take your middle finger, just lightly touch the E string. Do not push it down, just lightly touch it. It mutes it. So you can play the whole thing without fear of, you can just basically strum all 6 strings. But wait a minute. The B and E, high B and E, are not muted, and those ring. So what you're going to do, lay your hands down more, kind of, so it's almost like this. I hate this webcam, but so you've got every string. You have the E string muted with your middle finger, and then like your pinky is muting the B and E strings. Make sure you're not pushing them down all the way, but make sure you're touching them, so they're muted. And then what you can do is just strum all 6 strings without fear of oh yeah, because if you're just trying to do these 3 strings, you really have to pay attention to what you're doing, because if you hit anything else it sounds like crap most of the time. So learn how to do this now. It's something I'm really working on at the moment. It's tough to get into the habit too, but it will be worthwhile. And I mean, if you're playing like something on the E string for the first note, just have your pinky mute the rest of the 3 strings, the G, B, and E. I hope that made sense. Secondly, with these Secondly, with these power chords, my screensaver started there for a second. When you're playing it, do up and down strokes. Or, yeah, do up and down strokes. If you just learn with the downstrokes, it's not good. I play, like, if I played something like this, I would play mostly just downstrokes, this. And I plan on demoing this song at some point in the near future, and that's probably what I'll be doing when I'm playing it. But play both up and down strokes. That's what I did at first, and now neither up or down strokes is a real pain for me. I mean, it's just not an issue either way I'm playing it. So learn how to play it upstrokes and downstrokes. I feel like I'm being somewhat repetitive, but learn it. Don't just give in to the easy way out of... Because sometimes you get some crazy stuff fast, like a band called Aiden who has like 225 beats per minute, which means nothing to you at the moment, but it's like ungodly fast, especially with like 16th notes thrown in, which also means nothing to you at the moment. But it's hard. It's really hard. I like spinny chairs. So, yeah. I think that's everything of importance in the song. Just make sure you're I need to teach you music theory, but I'll do that sometime later. Just make sure you're really studying this. You work on the rhythms and work on how your hand formation is on power chords, because it's going to be very, very important in the future. I'm just wasting time now. End of lesson. Goodbye.